so welcome back to Controversial. This week's theme is the driving age and what age children, or I guess teenagers, should actually begin to drive. What age in my opinion, it is appropriate for a teenager to get their driver's license and to be able to drive on their own with their own car. So I'm still really drowsy. I woke up only 2 hours ago. It's a Sunday, kind of laziness and groggy mind. So if I sound really jumbled up and I sound very, I'm just really tired. So I guess my opinion on this theme is, I'll get started with myself. I live in Missouri, and the driving age here is you get your permit at 15, which means you go and you take a little written test on a computer, and then you were given a card, and it is your permit, and you get your picture taken and everything. And basically what that is you get that until you're 16, and what you could do is that allows you to practice driving. You can only drive with a permit if you have an adult in the car with you or someone 21 or older with their license. So in my case, my dad would teach me how to drive, and sometimes my mom, but she got a little frightened often. I learned how to drive in my dad's Honda Accord. My mom has a van, and I would drive in that also, but it's just really different, there's a difference between driving a humongous van and then a little sedan, and I think I felt more comfortable in the little sedan. So my dad would teach me how to drive, and we would drive just in neighborhood areas. I never really went on the real roads. I kind of did towards the end, when I really wanted to practice driving, I did the real roads and stuff, but I never did any highway practice at all when I had my permit. I had my permit for obviously over a year because I kind of kept it longer, and I wasn't ready to get my license when my birthday came around in April. So when my birthday did come around, I waited, because my birthday's in April, and I turned 16 in April, and I didn't get my license the day of my birthday. I actually waited until the end of that summer, April, May, June, July, and then I got it in August, at the beginning of my junior year. Now, the thing about the US is that every state is different. For the most part, the driving age is between 15 years old and 17. I've actually heard of some country areas, not very urban areas, having their driving age at 14, which I think is crazy. But if you live out in the country, there's not very many dangerous highways, so you think, okay, well, all they're going to be doing is driving around little towns and stuff, so maybe 14-year-old can handle driving in a car in a small area. I'm pretty sure there are a few states that have their legal driving age, or getting your permit at least, at the age of 14. If you were to ask me what is an appropriate age for someone to get their license and to be able to drive on their own, I think a perfect mature age would have to be either 16 or 17 years old. I think it's good to start learning how to drive earlier on though, because that way you have more practice. Practice makes perfect. There are a lot of teenage drivers out there who are maniacs and decide that they can do anything and they won't die. And so with that comes a lot of adults thinking that teenagers are scary drivers, when in reality, adults can be just as bad drivers as teenagers, and old people can be just as bad drivers as teenagers. I mean, elderly, I think we should be more afraid of elderly drivers than teenage drivers, honestly. Some teenage drivers, especially with today's controversies, obviously text a lot at the wheel. I'm gonna be honest, I don't text while I drive, but I definitely am distracted often by my phone because I charge it through my car USB outlet that's right in front of me, and it's connected for music and stuff. So I also have Bluetooth in my car, so I can just press a button on my wheel and call up someone, which is often what I do. So that is a form of distracted driving, even if I'm not having it up to my ear and just driving with one hand. I'm able to have both hands on the wheel and talk, but that person who I'm talking with is not in the car with me, so they don't know what I'm doing, and I'm totally distracted by what they're saying. It's not like I'm listening to music and concentrating on the road. I'm listening to their voices and having a conversation with someone, and then trying to also concentrate on the road. So distracted driving is a big deal nowadays. I think that's more of a controversial subject than what age someone should start driving, even more, because I think when you allow someone to drive and they're a teenager, I think you're giving them the responsibility and the independence that they need to make their own decisions and make sure that they're not distracted at the wheel. And I think that's why it's such a big deal nowadays, especially with technology, to be a little bit worried about teenagers driving because they're so tech savvy. The generation below us is going to be even worse driving as far as distractedness goes, because technology is a growing thing. So, but there's also going to be a lot more safety, I think, safety things that will come about and more laws, hopefully. So I kind of just switched from like legal driving age to distracted driving all in one, but it goes hand in hand. If you're a teenager and you have a cell phone, distracted driving is going to be something that you're going to have to deal with. So in conclusion, I think that the driving age in the US is usually between 15 and 17 years old, or even younger than that, and I think that is a suitable age. I don't think anybody should have to get their license any older than 18 years old. Tell me below what your state driving age is, and we can just converse about that. But I'm going to leave you all be now, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. I have finals this week, and then winter break will be here. Next Sunday is like a day before Christmas Eve, so I don't know if I will make my video that day. I'm sure I will, but we'll see. And I hope you all have a wonderful winter break, so bye!